In this video, we're going to create a function that allows the player to fire the bullets, and we're going to create a bullet mechanics so we can use the bullet to kill the enemy character. So now we'll move on to our first person character, and we'll turn on the gun so our character can shoot. Here we have a small bug and I want you to fix. So we'll go to the scenes folder and we'll jump back to our first scene, press first person character and focus on it. So if I test a play here, in the beginning, as we don't have any gun on hand, we haven't picked it up, but I can still fire. So the reason why this happens is if we go to the first person character folder, and in the beginning, before our player pick up the gun on hand is disabled, right? But we still have the gun trigger activated, so when we press our mouse left key, we can still be able to fire. So in the beginning, we want to disable it, same as the gun, right? Disable it, and then once we pick up the gun, we're going to activate it with the gun. So let's double click to open the pickup gun script, and here we're going to add one line in here. So we're going to add a gun trigger. So declare a new object which is gun trigger, and we're going to say okay. So once we enter the trigger, you're going to activate this gun trigger, and make sure to save your script and come back here. If we select the gun pickup trigger, which is here, okay, and down below here at the script section, we have the new game object we declared. So make sure to drop the gun trigger onto it. Okay, and save the script, save the game. And now if we test play, and in the beginning, as you can see, if I press my mouse left key, I'm not able to shoot. And as I pick up the gun, I will be able to shoot. So now we can jump back to the scene 2. Okay, and select our player and focus. Alright, so now let's select the gun on our first person character, press F key to focus the view on it, and then select our aim point and right click and create a new empty object. So for this object, I'm going to rename it as a bullet generator, and I'm going to move it out. Okay, it'll have the same axis rotation as the aim point, right? So they will face into the same direction. So keep in mind that in Unity 3D, the front axis is the blue one. Okay, so as we generate bullet, the bullet will come to this direction. Alright, so now let's drop in our bullet generator script. There's it. And we're gonna select our bullet generator object we have created and add the script. Okay, and here we need to assign the bullet here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this bullet generator, press F key to focus my view on it. Okay, and I'm going to right click and create a new 3D object, a sphere. It'll be huge. So I'll move it out and then scale it down. So it depends how big you want your bullet to be. I think this size is fine. So I'm going to rename it to bullet. Okay, and here's a few things I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep the sphere collider, and I will create a new ring body object. And for this ring body object, I will check off its use gravity. Okay, and then here I will need to create a tag for it. I'm going to mention this in the later lesson why I do this. So here I'm going to go add a tag and create a new tag, and I'm going to say bullet and save. Okay, and select this bullet object and tag it as bullet. Okay, so keep in mind setting here bullet tag, sphere collider, and also ring body, uncheck the use gravity. And then with this whole thing, I'm going to go back to the models and go to the gun folder, and I will drag this bullet here so it will become a prefab. right? And as you can see, for the prefab, we have everything pretty much here. Okay, so we're done with it in the scene. We're gonna delete it. So the concept is the bullet, it will be generated on the generator. So as we press the fire key, it's going to grab the prefab and it's going to generate. Okay, so we're going to select the bullet generator and we're going to drop the bullet object onto here, this channel. And here's the bullet generator script. So in the beginning, we declare a number 3000. So here we're going to reference as a bullet speed in this script. So you can increase this number if you want a bullet travel faster. And also we declare a game object, the bullet object, okay, which is the bullet we assigned here in the script. Okay, so as we press down a button, which is a fire 1, which is the mouse left key reference Unity 3D. So what's gonna happen is you're going to initiate this prefab we assigned as a game object in the scene, and you don't need it to travel forward, which is in the z-axis with the speed we have assigned here. Okay, and after 1.5 seconds, so here it means 1.5 seconds, you're going to destroy this object. So you're going to deactivate this object. So once the bullet travels at a specific time, you're going to disable it. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole thing. And then if I test a play, you can see that whenever I fire, see that? We have this bullet coming out. It looks like sometimes the bullet will collide with our gun, so I'm going to select the bullet generator and just move it out a little bit, so the bullet will not collide with the gun. Yeah, now it's better. So as we shoot the zombie, it will wake up the zombie, so the zombie will follow us. Now as the bullet hit our monster character, we want to kill the monster character, right? So we're going to select the monster and right click and create a 3D cube. And for this cube, we can move it up, shrink it, and extend it to cover the monster's body. So what can happen is, whenever the bullet hits this cube, the monster is killed. Okay, so we're going to name it as kill enemy trigger. Okay, and here for the script, we're going to bring in our kill enemy script. Select our kill enemy trigger and check on its trigger and add component, and we'll load the kill enemy script. Okay, and here for the zombie, we're going to load the zombie here and zombie sound, which is the breathing sound. Okay, so you're going to deactivate this breathing sound and you're going to play the death sound. So we're going to go to the sound effects and drop in the zombie death sound. So we're going to select this trigger and we're going to right click and create a new empty object. And here we're going to say zombie death sound. Okay, and bring it onto the top of it. And here we're going to create an audio listener, audio source. And we're going to drop this death sound onto the player. Okay, and then go back to kill enemy trigger. And we will bring the death sound to here. Okay, here we go. And then I'm going to select the death sound and I want to check off play on wake. And also don't check on loop, because for the death, we only want it to play once. Otherwise it will be really weird if the zombies keep yelling there on the ground. Okay, and select the kill enemy trigger, and here this is the trigger itself, so kill zombie trigger. So we're going to drop this trigger itself onto it. So once this trigger is entered, it will deactivate this trigger, so we will not be able to kill this zombie multiple times. It will be super weird. And also drop the zombie weapon here. Okay, and once the trigger entered, the zombie weapon will be deactivated. Okay, and here's one thing we want to do is go to the model, go to the monster, and select the monster. Okay, so here we need to create a death animation. So if I come here, so death falling front, which is 800 to 893. So I'll create a new clip here. Oops. Death. I say death A because we have 2 clips, right? So make sure the name convention is exactly the same as what I typed. So D and A is caps lock, so it'll match the script reference. Okay, so here's the 800 and 893. Okay, and don't loop time and apply. Okay, and then select our monster animation controller and drop the animation we just created in here. Okay, and then if we test, if I select the kill enemy trigger and turn off the mesh render, and then if I test play, okay, as I shoot, he will follow me. As a bullet hit its body and it will lay down. Okay, so that's how it works. So let's take a look at the script. Okay, so here are the 5 objects we declared, right? And here on trigger enter, if an object enter this trigger, and if that object is tagged as bullet, it will process this function. That's why I said when you create this bullet prefab, check the tag as a bullet. Okay, so only a object tagged as a bullet can trigger this trigger to happen to kill the zombie. Okay, alright, so if the object tagged as a black bullet enter this trigger, it's going to process this function, and what's going to happen is it's going to grab the component on this zombie, which is the enemy follow. You're going to turn it off. Okay, and also turn off the zombie stare at you. So those 2 scripts are here. So one is for the zombie to look at the player, and one is to allow the zombie to follow the player. So we're going to turn it off because the zombie died. She will not be able to follow us and look at us, right? Otherwise it will be super weird. And also we're going to deactivate the zombie sound, which is the zombie breathing sound. Deactivate and also play the zombie death sound. And it also get to the animator and play the death A animation clips. That's the new one we have created, right? And it also deactivate the kill zombie trailer, so the zombie will not be killed multiple times. And it will also deactivate the zombie's weapon, so when zombie died, the player will not be accidentally killed by the zombie's weapon. In the next video, we're going to create a teleport function so our player can jump from one scene to another scene.